In this presentation, we will work a scrap or rework type of problem within Excel. We're going to have our information up top. We're going to enter that information, creating tables down below. We will be creating the tables from scratch in this problem. If you would like to work in a pre-formatted worksheet to have pre-formatted tables, so you work less on just formatting in Excel, we provide those as well. Up top is going to be our information. We do recommend providing the information or putting the information down in your types of problems, whether they be book problems or your work problems, in this format. You want the words here, you want the numbers in a separate cell so we can refer back to the numbers with formulas. That's going to be the most efficient way typically to set up the Excel worksheets. What we have in relation to this problem: units produced 5,270, cost per unit $42. Now the problem is that these units are defective in some way, and we need to basically make a decision as to what to do with them at that point in time. The problem has happened, these units are defective, what are we going to do with them? A couple options we have: we can say, all right, well, we could sell them. We think we could sell the 5,270 units at $7, option one, or we could disassemble them, and if we did so, we could sell the unit component parts possibly at a higher price. It would cost $31,500 to disassemble, and we get $11 per unit in essence. And then the third option is we could repair them, of course, and if we repair them, we're thinking that we can only repair 3,050 of the 5,270 that we originally started with. I'm going to make this a little smaller here. And the cost would be $102,000 to do so. If we did so, then we could sell them at a price of actually $44 at the sales price. So these are our three options. So we're going to decide, okay, what should we do? Should we scrap or rework? How can we format a table in order to set this type of scenario up? Well, we could say, okay, well, how are we going to set this up? We could set up in terms of our alternatives in terms of our headers, right? I'm going to put the alternatives up top, and then we'll put the incremental costs down below, the difference costs. So I'm going to say alt 1, alternative 2, alternative 3. These are going to be our headers. This is the alternative 1. I'm going to center this. I'm going to highlight these, Home tab, Alignment, Center. And then I'm going to highlight the whole thing. I'm going to make it black just for formatting. So I'm going to go to the Paint, Black and White. All right, then we're just going to measure or calculate our incremental revenue and incremental costs. So I'm just going to say, okay, here's our, going to be our, what we're going to calculate: incremental revenue, costs, and then our incremental income or net income. So alternative 1. So alternative 1, what are we going to have in terms of revenue? We're going to have the 5,270 units times the $7 in terms of the revenue. There's no added costs for alternative 1 because it is what it is. We'll just sell them as is. And then if we subtract those two out, then of course we've got the 36,890. Now alternative 2, we could disassemble and we could sell them at $11 per unit. So okay, we're going to say the revenue is going to be $11 per unit times the 5,270. That's going to be our revenue for alternative 2. However, we're going to have a cost equal to $31,500 to do so. If we subtract those out, we've got the $57,970 minus the $31,500, or $26,470. Alternative 3, we could repair them, but we'd only be able to repair 3,050 of the 5,270, but we could sell them at $44. So we're going to say, all right, here's the 3,050 times $44. So the revenue is highest, but of course it costs the 102. So that's going to be our cost to it. If we subtract them out, revenue minus expenses, $32,200. Formatting our table, we could highlight these. We can go to the Home tab, Font, Underline. We can highlight these, Home tab, or select these, Font, and double underline. I'm going to highlight and select the whole thing. We'll make it blue. I'm going to go to the More Colors here, Color Wheel. I'm going to make it blue. And then Home tab, Font, and we'll put the grid lines in. And then which alternative should we take based on this information? What should we do? Alt 1 is going to give us the highest return, right? So that's going to give us the highest return. Going to say that's going to be our option.